Welcome, Virgo, to my channel, Mending Tree Tarot. This is a general reading for you for the month of November. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. Please just take what resonates for you and leave the rest behind. I take pop-outs, so I've already cleared the space, meditated, taken those cards, shuffled, and all of that for you in order to save you some time. As I lay out what has come up for you this month, I would just like to say, please be careful. There are scammers out there who are preying upon people who are interested in tarot and self-help in general. And keeping that in mind, just make sure that you are following the links below, the people who you actually are intending to follow, especially when it comes to YouTube. Just make sure that you're following the links directly. That being said, I myself don't have any social media linked to this account, so I will not reach out to you asking for personal readings or soliciting for money directly. In that way, I have a link down below for donations, but that is all. All right. So what has come up for you? I have some oracle cards first, and then I have the traditional Rider-Waite to get a little bit more detail. At the end, I will pull two different oracle cards in order to give you some advice. But for this one, I'm using the Shaman's Dream Oracle. I have Eyes of the Eagle. This card really talks about, in the most recent past, kind of coming into this time frame now, you have seemed to have separated yourself from whatever has been going on around you, probably because it's been a little bit difficult for you to really engross yourself in it, and it's easier for you to kind of watch from a distance emotionally rather than to get engulfed in it, because I feel like there's a lot of people's emotions really wrapped up in this right now. And that being said, I would just like, it just feels, the message that I'm getting here is that you're really kind of just leading with your heart, but not necessarily taking on other people's emotions, but really trying to look and see what is being presented to you, what the real issues are, versus what people's perceptions are. Then we have Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. This is number 19. It's interesting. Typically when I get the Eye of the Eagle, I will get this as well, because there's a separation that happens, this kind of emotional detachment that happens from those things that are going on around you. And this card typically comes out to also say, but please be careful not to separate your own spirituality within this practice. So sometimes it's easy to kind of just check out and, not really check in with yourself also in the process. And so this is just saying, just be careful of that. Still check in with you, still listen to your heart, still listen to your gut and to your core, because that is where that's where your messages are coming from in order to give you guidance of which direction to go. All right. Then we also have here in the now, getting into the future position, we have number 4, Caterpillar, Opportunity. So this card really talks about you, this whole waiting that you've been doing. This is also kind of a stalking thing that you've been doing. Not that you're stalking anybody or anything like that, but waiting for the right opportunity. There's a move that you want to make because you know that your current situation is untenable, right? It's not something that you can sustain, which is why you've had to remove yourself from it in the first place. So this card really is talking about the fact that you have been kind of waiting for the correct moment in order to make this transformation in your life that needs to be made. And you're just looking for that right moment. So as you're in wait, you are really trying to see any and all signals, synchronicities, opportunities that might be presenting themselves for you that would be a good match for you as well. And then we have number 45, Repairing the Veil, Forgiveness. So I think what I find interesting about this is that there is a butterfly in this. I don't know how well you can see that. There's a butterfly in this card where it was all about the caterpillar before. Like I said, I really feel messages that I'm getting here right now for you is that you have been going through this cocoon phase where you are transforming, you are making the changes in your life that you need to make. And at times it may be disappointing. And I think that while you're waiting, because it's not happening as fast as you want it to happen, this process has been allowing you to repair and forgive things about your past, not necessarily that you've done or anything like that, but kind of looking at choices that you've made and being okay with those choices, right? It's part of like this forgiveness factor. Sometimes it's about forgiving the path that you've chosen. Because at times you may feel guilty for the path that you've chosen. Perhaps this path is taking you away from family, or taking you away from friends, or, that you've had to walk away from certain things that you felt bad that you had to walk away from. So it's not that you did anything wrong or that you did anything bad. It was just the choice that you made, right? So this is talking about, it's time for you again to make another choice and to really be in yourself and know that this is the right thing for you. And with this, you're going to keep yourself whole, together, and in your integrity is actually the word that they are giving me. You will be in your integrity through this change. So don't beat yourself up for needing to change and needing to move. Getting into the tarot here, we have the Two of Pentacles and we have the King of Pentacles here together. So in this moment, what I'm kind of getting is that you've been very busy. And I also think that in these opportunities for looking to make a change for you, that there's a couple different options that you can take. I think there's two different options that had been presented to you. And the King of Pentacles says, I think that this has to do with career. I think that's a lot of what this is kind of talking about. There's a little bit of cups in here, but mostly talking about your finances at this moment in time. And so there's two different directions that you can go. So also be careful. Perhaps you've been also spending a lot of money for whatever reason, not that you've just been spending it for no reason, that there has been things that have come up that you've needed to invest in, and knowing that it's an investment in yourself. But also I think the two choices that are being presented to you have to do with how you're making your money, right? The direction in which you are going to go. So I getting that is a change that is going to happen with your finances. And so moving into the now position, you have the Seven of Cups and you have the Queen of Wands. So the Seven of Cups really is all about you're spoiled for choice, right? And it may have felt like you only had two options before, and now coming into the month of November, it will feel like you actually are kind of lost. Things have changed, and that there's been this constant movement, and so now you don't actually know which direction to go. What is the right opportunity for you, which is probably why you're waiting and wait and looking for the right thing. You can't see that opportunity at this moment in time. It will present itself to you, but at this moment it may feel before it presents itself as though you're be feeling a little bit lost, because there's probably a lot of directions that you can choose, and it may be hard to figure out which direction is right. But within this, you have the Queen of Wands, which is all about standing in your integrity, in your confidence, in knowing yourself, and that whatever this move is, it has to be about what is right for you. It's not about what's right for everybody else and all their feelings and everything like that. This move has to do with what is good and right for you in this moment in time, and it will be. It will give you the direction that you need to go, and that there is actually going to be this other opportunity that you don't see just yet. I feel like you don't know what it is yet. Okay, I feel like it hasn't presented itself as a possibility in this moment in time, where before it seemed more like, okay, one of these two options, right? And I think what I'm feeling is that for whatever reason, those two options are no longer, one of them may still be viable, but I feel like there's also another option that's going to be making itself available to you. So moving into your future position, you have the Fool and you have the Devil. And I think this is kind of the choice. I think in the end, you will have options. You will have options of which direction you want to go and what you want to choose. And one is going to put you in a new path. It's going to change your outlook on things and going to really kind of change the trajectory of your life and your finances. You will be starting kind of anew. But it's going to be exciting. It may feel overwhelming and a little bit scary because it's not something that you've done before. This is a new you ultimately, but I think that it will be good because this is changing paths here. And it's the Devil I see as being the other option. I see, and I'm getting that the Devil here is about staying where you are, because staying where you are is always a choice. That is always a choice. But I think it's going to make you feel tethered and unhappy. And that can be how you may be feeling now. As you see here, they're chained to the pillar that he's kind of standing on there. And I think that the other option is staying where you are, which is only going to make you feel entrapped. And there might be benefits for sure. Benefits for staying there, probably financial security and all that, everything that you have gained from being there. You know, there's probably a lot of benefits for staying. But I also think that staying might be making you feel crushed a little bit and is no longer supporting you in the direction that you want and need to go. Okay. So it looks like you have big changes coming here for you, Virgo. I'm going to pull 2 oracle cards. One is Earth Wisdom Oracle. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Asking for 1 card for advice that you have for Virgo for the month of November, please. Asking for 1 card. I'm going to go for the 2 that came upright is what I'm going to do, so we don't have an excessive amount. So we have understanding and go with the flow. And then I'm also going to take 1 from Archangel Michael, Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael deck. Thank you, Archangel Michael. What advice do you have for Virgo for the month of November, please? We're just looking for 1 card for advice that would be helpful for Virgo during the time of November. We're truly grateful for all of your assistance during this time. Thank you. Okay. Forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. Okay, so for these, I am going to read from the book for you so that it's clear and maybe something makes sense to you that would not otherwise by me explaining it. So these cards have stones and plants associated with them. So the stone is cinquefoil, promotes the ability to see another's point of view and unravels hindrances to understanding. The plant is diactase, I hope I'm saying that right, enhances heart-centered communication. Creating a bridge between people or groups requires setting the ego aside. Center yourself in love and light with the intent to understand things from others' point of view. Once you can see all sides, act as a peacemaker, helping others release their biases and view others with compassion and understanding. The quote, I am secure enough in myself to see others' viewpoints. I seek to build compassion and understanding between myself and others. And then you have number 20. I find that interesting. That's a synchronicity to pay attention to there, that you have number 2 and 20. Go with the flow. The stone is loose strife, helps coping with life when life is overwhelming and going with the flow in the midst of chaos. Orbicular jasper enhances steady, slow breathing, which supports patience and flexibility of mind. The path to your goal is not a straight line, but is filled with unexpected bends, detours, and blocks. Being frustrated, angry, or impatient won't help. Try to accept that this chaos is part of the experience rather than fighting it or flailing about. Find the rhythm or flow in the chaos and ride it gently to your destination. The quote, I have goals and desires. I have enough flexibility to allow me to enjoy the journey, whatever it brings my way, as I move forward on my path. Okay. And then for the Archangel Michael card, we have forgive yourself. You have done nothing wrong. All right. Archangel Michael sees that guilt is interfering with the happiness you seek. You're blaming yourself for something that is in the past, but it's time to let it go, especially since self-blame is unproductive and unhealthy. In truth, you've done nothing wrong. You were doing the best you could at the time. Other meanings are think and speak lovingly about yourself, stop ruminating about the past, send blessings to those you're angry with as a way of healing yourself and the situation. Know that you can't control other people's feelings or reactions. Join a support group such as Al-Anon. The prayer here, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear toward others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave it there for you. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm truly grateful. And for more clarification, please check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. And if you like what I do, please like and subscribe. It helps others to find the channel and it lets me know that it resonates with you. Down below, you should find a link for tips and donations if you choose to support the channel that way. It is not expected, but genuinely appreciated if you decide to. Thank you so much, Virgo, and I will see you next time.